On this episode of MythBusters, it's the first ever viewer special where all our myths were found by fans. You asked, could cigarette butts be a lethal weapon?
It bleeds!
You demanded to know if putting a car into reverse could stop your car.
Hey, did you see the smoke off those tires?
You also wanted to know if sneezing with your eyes open could pop out your eyeballs. And if a tennis ball could serve as a lockpick.
Don't try this at home.
Then you even donated a car for some high explosives hijinks. So buckle up and get fired up, because this show is for you. Who are the MythBusters? Adam Savage.
Ow, 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 ow.
And Jamie Heineman.
It's almost too exciting.
Wow!
Between them, more than 30 years of special effects experience.
Cue dramatic music.
Joining them, Carrie Byron, Grant Imahara,
Danger! Warning! Warning!
and Tori Belleci.
$10.
They don't just tell the myths, they put them to the test.
Drumroll, please. If you're ready, it's time for the very first MythBusters viewer special.
Yeah, since the beginning of season 5, or the Hindenburg episode, we've been appealing to you for ideas.
Yeah, we've been inundated. Some are myths and some are just questions people need answers to.
The kind of questions that keep America awake at night.
Exactly.
So we're just going to take the most popular ideas that the viewers are giving us, and we're going to test them here now.
Well, let's split it up. You guys take a few, and we'll take a few.
Perfect. Why don't Jamie and I kick it all off? Are you ready for this? We're just about to do the most requested myth ever in the history of MythBusters. Over 10,000 people have asked us to take this one on.
What?
Okay, quite simply put, and I can tell you're really excited, but calm down. Okay, here it is. That if you sneeze with your eyes open, your eyes will pop out of your head and roll across the floor.
Get out!
Swear to God. Now, thanks to the viewer requests, we're gonna take it on.
Why does your poor old body look so discombobulated, huh? Why do it, huh? Here, take a good sniff of this here smelling salt. Come on,
In
baby.
cartoons, a good sneeze can catapult you into the ceiling. In the real world, MythBusters fans reckon sneezing with your eyes open could pop them right out. So, is there anything to this myth, or will the eye pop sneeze be all washed out? The physics of this myth are nothing to sniff at. A sneeze is the fastest physical reaction of the human body, with the spray reaching speeds of over 120 miles an hour. So, perhaps this force is violent enough to propel your peepers out of place. For viewer myth number 1, the team gets straight into capturing some chews.
The setup is pretty straightforward. Your basic grid, which we love to put behind all our high-speed shots. Then Jamie and I need to sit in a chair in front of the high-speed camera and generate a sneeze. Hold our eyes open while we're doing it. The high-speed should make it absolutely clear if we're successful, and that should answer this question.
Yep, it really is that simple. So, who's first for the sneeze shooting range?
So, have you ever tried to make yourself sneeze?
No, I get boogers all over my mustache.
Despite his snot rocket reservations, Jamie takes the hot seat. And to induce sneezing, Adam tries a well-known tickly tactic.
Does that help at all?
No, it's me off, though.
The Heineman isn't moved. So they try something from the cartoons. Pepper up the nose, perhaps with eye-popping results.
My experience in the past with pepper, plain old black pepper, it makes me sneeze.
So, what is it about pepper that makes you sneeze?
Well, pepper, whether it's white, black, or green, has an alkaloid of pyridine called piperine, and this irritates the nerve endings underneath your mucous membranes, and it wants to get it out of there.
So your nose wants to get the irritant out, and the only way it knows how to do that is to sneeze?
That's pretty much it.
All right.
That is pretty much it. But for Jamie, it's just not working.
It actually kind of makes me want to cough instead of sneeze because it's burning all the way down my throat.
Hey!
Gesundheit. But unfortunately, there's a problem.
Eyes totally closed. He lost his concentration. Eyes are totally closed. Oh, there's a little silvery booger there too, right on his big old stash. It glints in the light.
For this test, Jamie needed to keep his eyes open. But in the heat of the moment, he couldn't overcome the sneeze reflex.
Well, dude, your eyes are closed there. I think we need another shot at this.
I've got too much pepper in the system. I don't think I can do any more.
All right, well, I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
Maybe Adam can keep his eyes on the prize.
Good luck, buddy.
Here we go. I just had one of those, what the hell are we doing moments.
Just like Jamie, Adam takes a big whiff of the pepper.
How's that?
That was a sneeze.
Yeah, I think I closed my eye. I'm pretty sure I did. I couldn't not.
And the high speed confirms it. At the precise moment of the sneeze, Adam's eyes were shut. He opened them afterwards. So this time, Adam has a plan to produce some potentially blinding results.
I'm gonna try and hold my eyes open this time. I'm gonna try like that. All right?
Whatever floats your boat.
Adam's not leaving anything to chance. This time, he'll clamp his eyes open. But will he be able to sneeze without causing permanent damage?
Oh my God, I think I was able to hold them open.
And before Adam can blink, there's another sneeze on the way.
Good job, you did it again.
Thank you.
Yep, it's another world first for MythBusters science. The high speeds confirm Adam definitely held his eyes open for both sneezes. And there was no bulging or eye popping in sight.
Oh my God, that's awful. Those eyes don't look like they're bulging out at all.
No.
No.
Well, they do, but they normally look that way when you peel the eyelashes back.
Viewer myth number 1 is looking ready to bust.
That's pretty definitive. I mean, I couldn't do it, but you sure as heck did. You did it twice.
Yeah, it's looking pretty busted, but because the fans asked so many times, I'd really like to wrap this up with an expert opinion.
The MythBusters are going all out for the viewers. So Adam heads to UCSF, where ophthalmologist Jackie Duncan can set him straight.
That's just it.
I'm sure that when the fans hear this question, they're thinking that you go, achoo, and your eye goes boink, 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 boink. I mean, could your eye actually pop all the way out of your head?
Well, that's almost impossible. There are a number of things holding your eye in your head. There's a covering over the surface of the eye called the conjunctiva. Your eye is also connected to 6 different extraocular muscles that allow your eyes to move around. Finally, the optic nerve is connected to your eye and would prevent it from falling out and rolling across the floor.
That's a lot of ophthalmology. But what it means is no matter how hard you blow, your eyes aren't going to go anywhere.
There you have it. I mean, I couldn't do it, but you sure as heck did, and you did it twice. You sneezed, you held your eyes open, and no eyeballs came out.
Here they are. Yeah, you asked for it, and we did it. This one is totally busted.
It's busted.
Next up, another fan favorite, hot off the website.
Our next viewer myth is a classic, and that is, can you stop a car by throwing it in reverse? And to test this, we've come to one of our favorite places, the runway at Alameda. We've gotten 2 donated cars, because we're pretty sure they're not gonna survive.
You ready to wreck these cars? Let's do it!
This viewer myth is not recommended for your car. We've all thought about it, and now you, the fans, want to know if you can stop a runaway car by throwing it into reverse. Can shifting gear stop your car, or will it just trash your transmission?
What's the plan, Stan?
Okay, this is a plan. I've got an automatic, you've got a stick shift. We'll drive it to 50 miles an hour and then stop at a line that we paint on the ground.
All right, we'll hit the regular brakes, see how long it takes for us to stop, and then for the grand finale, we'll throw it into reverse and see what happens.
I love it. Let's do it.
Yeah!
That's the plan. No frills, no fuss. You asked for it, and we deliver.
All right, here we go, Grant. Ready? In 3, 2, 1, go.
First up is the regular braking distance on the automatic.
At 50.
Oh my God.
Dang, did you see the smoke off those tires?
Do I have any tires left?
You do, but they're all on the asphalt.
So, how do Grant's skid marks measure up?
61, 2, 3, 4, 5, 65 feet.
65 feet to bring the automatic to a dead stop with the brakes.
In 3, 2, 1, go!
Tori accelerates to 50 miles an hour. And when he hits the stop line, he slams on the brakes.
All right!
Did you smell the rubber?
Dude!
That was fun!
Nice.
I want to do it again.
70, 75, 80.
80 feet?
80 feet with the regular brake pedal.
80 feet for the manual and 65 feet for the auto ain't bad. Them's the brakes. But what happens when you shift into reverse? How will the stopping distance compare? Tori's predicting some serious consequences.
Hey, Grant, if, just a crazy, let's hope this doesn't happen, but let's say you do go off course and you end up crashing and dying. Can I have your robot?
I want the robot to be buried next to me. Over.
I promise we will bury the robot next to you. He'll be dead. He won't know where the robot is. It's gonna be in my house.
All right, let's do this test. Here we go. Ready? In 3, 2,
1, go.
Grant brings the car up to 50 miles per hour. When he hits the white line, instead of hitting the brakes, he'll shift into reverse, just like you asked, and try to stop the car. Or at least, that's the theory.
That's interesting.
But that's not exactly the photo finish the guys were expecting.
Buddy, it doesn't look like you did anything.
Nope, it's in reverse. The check engine light's on, the battery light's on. I'm still coasting.
That was the most underwhelming outcome I've ever seen on this show. 2,270 feet.
Hey, it's a new record.
That's an extra 2,205 feet from the brakes. Turns out the automatic has a safety device, making it impossible to engage reverse while driving forward. The reverse stop theory is running out of gas. But there's still one more car to try.
Okay, here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Go!
Start your engines. Once again, Tori's gunning for 50 miles per hour. And when he hits the stop line, he throws the manual into reverse. Unfortunately, it's not as easy as you might think. The transmission crunches and Tori clenches.
Here we go, of course! Hit the brake! Save yourself!
But he can't engage the reverse gear.
Hey, you made it down here.
1,922 feet from the stop mark.
Oh my God, dude, trying to throw it into reverse to stop a manual is just not the way to go.
Did you actually use a brake at the end?
Eventually I had to use the brake because I couldn't engage it into reverse. It was just grinding. And at first I thought I could just keep grinding it to slow the car down, but it wasn't enough.
Even with Tori's mantra, if you can't find it, grind it, the car still went an extra 1,842 feet. Maybe that's because with a manual transmission, you have to be at a complete stop to select reverse. So, what's the verdict from the guys?
All right, the fans, they have been dying to see this one tested, and we tested it. Trying to stop a manual car by throwing it into reverse, totally busted.
Trying to stop an automatic car by throwing it into reverse, also busted.
All right, but we can't stop here. It sounds like you have something up your sleeve.
Yeah, automatics have a park gear. I think we have to get this car up to 50 miles an hour and throw it into park.
It's the viewer's special, and we owe it to you to leave no stone unturned. The team revs up for one last try at crashing the transmission.
Okay, everybody, heads up. This is the automatic. Going at 50 miles per hour, we are throwing it into park.
In 3, 2,
1, go!
They're going to park at 50 miles per hour. Will this give them the result they're after?
Okay, you're at 50?
Yep, we're at 50
Here it
miles
comes.
an hour. Here's
Here
the
it
stop.
comes!
Oh,
What?
nothing. I'm
What's
in.
happening?
I'm in park.
Even shifting into park didn't stop the car, which means viewer myth number 2 is busted.
That sucked?
And now for something completely different. MythBusters viewers like nothing more than a good bang. Be it an annihilated avalanche,
Oh, look at that.
detonating denim, or a cement truck turned torpedo. So it's no surprise that viewers want more.
All right, next one up says exploding car. Is that a myth?
It's no myth. Some kid emailed me, said he wanted us to blow up his parents' car. I told him, sure, why not, as long as he gets their permission.
Well, I suppose it is a viewer request special, so we ought to honor it.
Yeah, and I figure while we're at it, we should just use it as an excuse to test Hollywood explosions as opposed to the real thing.
That's perfect. We do 2 explosions. One's like a big Hollywood fireball, and the next one's like the cement truck.
The real deal.
Perfect. Let's do it.
It's a story inspired by Chris Canella. He wrote in with a simple wish. He wants his parents' car obliterated.
So this is your parents' car, is that right?
Yes, it's not mine.
Now, let me tell you what we have planned. You know how you watch those like old TV shows and the car always blows up?
Yeah.
So we're gonna replicate one of those and show that the car just totally still there. And then we're gonna show what a real car explosion really looks like.
Cool.
Will you come out with us on set and watch it go?
Yeah.
Excellent.
It may be this viewer's dream come true, but it's this car's worst nightmare. It's going to explode not once, but twice. And it's going to go down in one of the team's all-time favorite places.
We are back at one of the fans' most treasured MythBuster locations at the rock quarry where we blew up the cement truck and where we did 22,000-foot fall explosion. Today we're here to blow up a 12-year-old kid's parents' car. Twice. First time, it's gonna be a movie-style explosion, like from the 70s TV shows that you grew up with. The second time, it's gonna be a real explosion, and there's gonna be nothing left.
So the team's hoping for some car carnage, and retired FBI agent Frank Doyle is just the man for the job.
We're gonna fix it. We're gonna do some instantaneous repair.
As the bomb techs get technical, prepping the car for the Hollywood-style boom, Adam's pulling out all the movie cliches.
Here's how it's gonna set up. Camera's gonna be right where camera is right now. Car's gonna blow up. I'm gonna be running. Oh, and I'm gonna be diving, hopefully in midair as the explosion happens, and land safely on these mats. Then I get to live out my fantasy as a stuntman.
With Adam adamant he's playing the role of stuntman, Jamie wants to first take a few safety precautions.
So Adam, if you want to do that shot where you're running away from an explosion,
Yeah.
and the explosion's in the car.
I don't want any glass in my backside.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking. Maybe I should take the windows out, huh?
Yeah, can I do one?
Okay, sure.
Don't try this at home.
With the glass out the window, the bomb squad takes care of the rest.
This type of stunt is all about the visual effect. The main thing that people are going to be seeing here is just gasoline burning. Now, we are using explosives, but it is only to place under the gasoline to vaporize the gasoline and make it easier for the gasoline to burn.
That's the theory. And with the gas in place, everything's ready for some movie-inspired mayhem.
So, ready for a Hollywood-style explosion for your parents' car?
Yeah,
You got anything else you want us to blow up?
aside from my other parents' car.
Well, where is it? It's party time. Let's do this.
You feel ready?
Oh, yeah.
All right, give me a high five. Excellent, let's go.
With everything set, stuntman Adam does his stretches. And then it's go time.
Fire in the hole! 3, 2, 1.
It's a perfect copy of a cinematic cliche. Jamie presses the plunger, and in a move that Hannibal Smith would be proud of, Adam leaps as the car gets blown sky high. I love it when a plan comes together. Well, almost.
Of course, nothing ever goes quite as smoothly as you'd hope. And when the 3, 2, 1, which we had all planned out for me to start running at 3, to jump at 1, so that I'd be in the middle of the air at 0 when the bomb went off, the 3, 2, 1 happened a little slower than I thought it would, so I kind of had to slow down. Nonetheless, the high-speed shot of Jamie pushing the plunger while I'm in midair with the fireball behind and the wide shot of the flames shooting high up into the sky, it could not have gone better.
You can't improve on perfection. And viewer Chris is pretty darn excited.
Right now, I pretty much feel like the happiest kid on earth, and this is just half of it.
He's right, of course, because now it's time for boom number 2.
What we just saw here, by my mind, is a classic Hollywood explosion. Somebody gets in the car, they turn the key, the car blows up. But when you look at the car more closely, it's still intact. All the structural stuff is here. The car is basically fine. The next thing we're going to do is put real explosives in this car, and the car is going to go away.
Next up, for the viewer special, the team takes a stab at something different.
What's that? Your lunch?
No.
What is it?
Remember when we did what's bulletproof?
Yep.
Well, the fans want to know what's stab proof. So what we're going to do is test different materials. We're going to do books, we're going to do paper money, and we're going to do coins, and we're going to see which stops a blade.
In What is Bulletproof, the team set out to find what would stop a slug. They set their sights on a range of mythical bullet stoppers, and the results were surprising.
Look, it's like completely encased in the plastic.
And now you, the viewers, want the team to pick up where they left off with 3 suggestions that may be stab-proof.
So what's the plan?
The plan is we'll dress the ham up in the shirt, and then we'll stick the different materials in the pocket, and then start stabbing away.
So the ham will be the stab wound stand-in. And it'll be facing a fully sharpened modern blade. So what's going under the knife first?
The first myth involves a modern knife, and the viewer's suggestion was a Bible. But a feeling that might be kind of offensive.
We can't stab a Bible.
So I'm going to use the MythBuster Bible, the Pocket Reference Guide, which very sacred around here and about the same thickness as a Bible.
And somebody would be carrying that in their pocket, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I carry mine all the time.
No Bible bashing for the Busters. For test 1, they'll find out what kind of protection the Pocket Reference provides.
That stopped the blade. Let me try a little harder. I'm gonna do it again.
Put your back into it. There you go.
Good one.
Did it penetrate the book?
Penetrated the book. Let's see, it got up to 170, which is major world airports.
Ah, so the Pocket Reference saved your life.
That's one for the books. 170 pages, and you'd be safe. And for the next stab-proof suggestion, the team changed tactics.
So you're going to the arcade, got a bunch of change in your pocket. You ready?
This is modern knife with pocket full of change.
Get him, Grant!
Oh,
That doesn't look like it works very well.
The knife slid right off the coins and sliced into the flesh. But Grant's not ready to lay down his weapon just yet.
Wow.
The theory is that the metal coins should provide enough resistance to repel the blade.
Okay, you know what? That's enough. That's enough. Okay.
Coins don't seem to work very well.
No, they just keep moving out of the way.
Well, I think the problem here is that your body is soft. You've got too much give. This is gonna slide to the side, and you're just gonna get stabbed. Then coins is busted.
They've carved up the ham, but they're not done yet. Our viewers have one more suggestion in this stab-proof saga: a wad of $1 bills.
Isn't that illegal to destroy U.S. currency?
Actually, only if you intend to destroy it and take it out of circulation.
Oh, and we're not intending to take it out of circulation.
No, this is for science.
So how rich do you have to be to survive a stabbing? Carrie starts the bidding.
47, 48, 49, 50.
Now I know what it would be like to be married to you.
No, it would be like this.
Taking my money. Taking all my money. All right, $51 bills. Look, he's just flaunting it in front of everybody. They're getting jealous, and they're gonna want to stab him. Whoa.
Oh. Did it make it?
I went right
through. Okay.
All $51 bills.
We're gonna amp it up. We're doubling. We're doubling. If you had 100 $1 bills stuck in your top front pocket.
So if you were twice as rich, would you survive?
Okay, ready?
Yep. Oh! Moral of the story, carry small bills.
This time the ham has a clean bill of health. So what's the price tag for protection?
51, 52, 53. So it looks like if you have enough paper money in your front pocket and you happen to get stabbed exactly right there, you could survive.
$53 and you'd be safe. So there you have it, fans. You wanted to know what was stab-proof, and now you do.
So what's the next story?
It's called Killer Butts, and it's not about somebody's rear end.
Okay, I gotta know, what is the story?
Well, a couple of good old boys decided to get drunk and mess around with guns. Generally not a good idea. But anyway, one of them decided to put 3 cigarette butts down the muzzle of a muzzle-loading rifle and, just for fun, fire it at his buddy. It didn't turn out well.
Sounds like it's a bad case of heartburn.
It killed him.
Ooh.
Alcohol and guns may be great on their own, but together they're never a good combination. Add cigarettes to the mix, and you've got a visit to the ER just waiting to happen. The story goes that 2 alcohol-fueled buddies had a boozy idea. They loaded up a rifle with 3 cigarette butts, took aim from 7 feet, but that's when things went horribly wrong. And you, the viewers, want to know if this could really happen.
I just had the funniest daydream. Anyway, so what's the plan?
Well, it's pretty straightforward. We get a ballistics gel dummy, some cigarettes, some gunpowder, a muzzle-loading rifle, and a firing range.
You know, in this one, I'd also like to add a heart to our ballistics gel test subject. That way, if a cigarette gets all the way through the skin and into the heart, we know we've got death.
Well, it's kind of gross and smelly. I like it.
It's never stopped us before.
The plan is to pack a muzzle-loading rifle with black powder and 3 cigarette butts. Then take aim at a ballistics gel dummy from 7 feet for some heart-stopping action. So while Jamie rustles up a rifle, Adam shoots to the workshop to fire up a boozy ballistics buddy.
Like a lot of other myths where we've got something deadly that occurs, we're going to test this by making a human analog to show whether or not death has occurred. In this, I'm using a very old MythBusters torso mold, which we've used on countless myths, except I'm pouring into it a brand new ballistics medium we've got. This stuff is totally clear.
Like regular ballistics gel, this stuff has the same properties as human tissue, but has the added bonus of being crystal clear. That'll help the team see right through to the heart of the matter.
If any of these cigarette butts actually reach that heart, we will know that not only are cigarettes deadly, so are the butts.
For this viewer myth, only a shot through the heart will do.
So the pig's heart is perfectly suspended. I like its placement, I like its distance back from the front. All that has to happen now is the ballistics media has to cool down, and then we can experiment with it.
And with the miracle of television, 12 hours pass in a heartbeat.
This is gonna be great. This stuff is perfect.
With Buddy all set, they pack up the shooting party and head out to the range to meet an old friend.
Hi, Al.
How you doing, Jamie? Nice to see you.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah. Well, welcome to South San Francisco Police Department.
To test the killer butts, Adam and Jamie are back at the familiar ground of South San Francisco Police Department gun range. And to help them get fired up is Master Sergeant Alan Normandy.
Al, we have a doozy for you today.
Well, I'd love to hear this one.
This one is a guy who decides to do an experiment with his .50 caliber black powder rifle. He loads it with the black powder charge, but instead of a bullet, he actually puts in 3 cigarette butts and shoots at a friend of his, killing his friend.
Well, I always heard tobacco will kill you, but this is the first way that I've heard that's different from smoking it. So let's see.
Jamie brings out the big guns with an exact replica of the rifle used in the myth.
Looks good to me.
It's a nice one, huh?
It's pretty.
It certainly is a beauty. And soon Buddy's going to be staring down its barrel. But first, a word from his creator.
For us to confirm a kill from the cigarette butts, we'd need to see them go through the front of the chest and into the heart. Now, we didn't put a rib cage in this because the myth isn't that the cigarette butts got through the spaces in a rib cage, it's whether or not they actually pierced his heart and killed him.
So which one of you guys is taking the shot?
I'll take the shot. I'm a better shot anyway.
Jamie will take the shot. And as they load the rifle, Adam has a revelation.
Now, this is the moment where the whole scene plays itself out, right? I look down at that, I go, oh, hell, look, they fit right in there. Hey, what say you stand right over there and I shoot you with that? Yeah! That sounds like a great idea.
You done?
Yeah.
Okay. You got that out of your system.
I did. I'm just trying to profile our shooter.
Once the rifle is locked and loaded with the 3 cigarette butts, Jamie takes aim from 7 feet, the same distance as the myth.
All right, Jamie, this is 3 cigarette butts, 80 grains of black powder from 7 feet. When you're ready.
Stand by for smoke.
That's a thud.
Indeed it was, but was it a long shot, or is Buddy heartbroken?
All right, let's see what happened here.
I see a lot of fluff. I don't see any penetration.
I don't see any subcutaneous damage here.
Buddy survived the first test, and on closer inspection, Al thinks he knows why. There's black powder all over Buddy's chest.
What the unburnt powder suggests to me is perhaps that the powder charge isn't tightly packed enough. If we pack it tighter, we get more pressure, perhaps more penetration.
So Al's theory is that the black powder didn't all burn, meaning the butts weren't traveling at maximum speed. So for test 2, they'll pack the butts in tighter for a faster exit velocity.
There we're talking. You can hear it squeak when we push it.
That's much better.
Okay, so second shot, more wadding, whenever you're ready. Ooh, that looked impressive.
Sounds impressive, but what's Buddy's prognosis this time?
Again, more of the wadding and more of the filter, but I don't think we have a lethal hit there.
Nope.
The tightwad hasn't given anything up. The butts are not lethal, and Jamie has a theory as to why.
More wadding didn't do it. What we're seeing is kind of a shotgun-like effect where these cigarette butts are spraying out, going in all directions instead of hanging together to go down one hole, which is what we need for a kill.
So far, this myth is 0 for 2. Sorry, viewers, it's not looking good for the smoking gun. Next, the team serve up another viewer myth.
So this one's being talked about by thousands of fans. There are mythical ways to open your car door locks when you don't have your keys.
All you do is you take a tennis ball, you cut a hole in it, stick the hole over the car lock, and press it as hard as you can. And somehow, the air pressure will unlock your car door.
Well, this sounds just crazy, so why don't we just go ahead and try them?
No, they're not making this up. It's an ace viral video from the internet, scoring millions of hits. And it goes something like this. A humble tennis ball serves as a lockpick. With a small hole cut into the ball, the leading lady holds the hole to the lock, squeezes the ball, and hey presto, the car unlocks. So, does this actually work? Tori gets the balls rolling.
Okay, what do you got? All right, so I looked at the video, and she had cut a hole about this size. And what they're saying is the air pressure is opening up the car door lock.
The pressure from the ball.
From the air pressure from inside the ball. So what I'm thinking is, if it's about air pressure, I cut another smaller hole in this tennis ball, and hopefully that'll give us a stronger stream of air.
That's all they need. 2 tennis balls, 2 different air pressures, and of course, the lock.
Okay, so just like in the video, electronic door lock, go for it.
Okay, so we'll do the big hole first. And she said, all you need to do is push it as hard as you can. Wow, it's not working. It looked like I'm doing it the same way.
It's love one for the tennis ball. But perhaps the ball with the smaller hole and greater air pressure will pop the lock.
You want to try the smaller hole?
Yeah, go for it.
Not exactly open sesame. That's game, set, and match for the car. But the team aren't ready to stop play just yet.
So let's take apart what exactly you think people would think this works by.
I think it's all about air pressure.
All right, well, why don't we get the shop air and just shove it into the lock and blow.
Making a complete seal around the key lock, so see if air pressure can at all open the lock.
Sounds like a plan. After all, if it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. With a perfect seal, they'll pump in 100 psi of shop air. And if anything is going to jimmy the lock, it's this.
All right, Grant.
Okay.
Blow us away.
So this will be the ideal case for opening the lock with air pressure. Got compressed air and a really good seal. Ready?
Despite pumping in more than 10 times the air pressure of the tennis ball, the car stays secure.
Well, I think that was pretty definitive. Sorry, viewers, but the tennis ball opening the car lock is busted.
And even ideal seal air pressure won't open the car lock.
You know, they did it in the video, though. How do you think they did that?
I think we should show the viewers how we think they did it in the video.
Cut to MythBusters Masterpiece Theater, where with some editing genius, we can show you exactly how it was done. Carrie puts the tennis ball to the lock, and hey presto, the door unlocks. But didn't they just bust tennis balls? Yes, they did. It's not the tennis ball, it's actually Tori, behind the camera with the key. Just goes to show, and this is important, you can't believe everything you see on the internet, which means that's another viewer myth busted. Adam and Jamie have been firing up a drunken, disorderly viewer myth. The fans want to know if cigarette butts fired from a muzzle-loading rifle could pierce a heart. It's not going well for the guys, but for once, there's a policeman when you need him.
Well, the cop in me has a question, and that is, are we thinking that filters are the same as cigarette butts?
I see where you're going with this.
Yeah, I mean, typically you wouldn't smoke it all the way down to the end. There'd be a little bit left on it, and that adds up to a certain amount of weight, as well as you've got nicotine and tar and other crap that is collecting in the filter, right?
Right. Trouble is, that means someone's got to smoke for science. As Jamie plays the tobacco harmonica, Adam can't believe his eyes.
I can't even describe the number of things I've seen on this show that I would have never imagined seeing. Jamie sitting on a box full of chum, punching sharks in the Caribbean, scuba divers being lifted out of pools by pumps that we built ourselves. This, I never imagined I would see. He is not a smoker. He's never been a smoker. He is truly taking one for the team because this is disgusting.
Jamie's smokestack duty is over. But will using smoked butts really make a difference?
Up till now, we have been firing what we've called cigarette butts. In fact, it's just the filter torn off a cigarette. We have posited that perhaps this is what a smoker would be playing with. A full smoked butt, burnt tobacco, everything. This weighs 3 times as much as this, and thus very likely has much more deadly force in it.
The unsmoked butts are out of the picture. They've been all fluff and no fury. Maybe the smoked butts will prove to be deadly.
All right, 3 pre-smoked butts. That is nasty. So this is pre-smoked butts, 3 of them, same amount of wadding as last time at 7 feet. All right, we're ready to fire.
As the smoke clears, the guys go in for a closer look.
Oh, wait, there's definitely some real skin breakage here.
Yeah, that looks like that might have gone in about 1/4 of an inch.
There's some penetration, but it's certainly not lethal.
Yeah, he'd be bleeding, that's about it. So what's next?
Well, I'm starting to think we've replicated all the technical details, and I think they might have been lying about the distance that they shot at. I'd say we move to point-blank range.
Okay.
This is the final chance for this viewer myth. If the butts at this range don't break Buddy's heart, then it's busted.
We're down to our last option, which is just to move in point-blank range, because it's not working from 7 feet. And I can't help but think that all that energy coming out of that gun muzzle is going to do something to this if we're close enough.
Jamie moves in for the kill.
Trigger's set. Okay, everybody ready?
Ready. Look, it bleeds.
That's a shot through the heart. And Jamie's to blame.
Does it feel like you're going into the heart?
Dude, yeah, it does. I believe what we have there is what I'd call a confirmed kill.
That's lethal.
He's dead.
A few feet made all the difference for Buddy.
The dummy is dead. No ifs, ands, or, well, buts. And it also goes to prove the golden rule with guns. Don't aim a gun at anything you don't intend to destroy.
Wise words. So, what's the verdict for killer cigarette butts?
So, cigarette butts fired at point-blank range. Is he alive or dead?
Dead.
Dead.
That makes the status of the myth?
Confirmed.
Yeah, totally.
Let's get out of here.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna go rinse my mouth out.
The boys have been having a blast, blowing one lucky viewer's car to bits, Hollywood style. But there's still more to come. Adam and Jamie are about to go ballistic, and I'll let Adam explain why.
So, if you haven't been paying attention, here's where we stand so far. A viewer, a kid, wrote in and asked us to blow up his parents' car. We figured, why not do a real explosion of a car, but also show how Hollywood does it? So, for the first blast, we placed a couple gallons of gasoline with a little bit of explosives in this car and shot a big fireball, but not much destruction. Now it's time to make this car go away, so we have put many hundreds of times the explosives in the same spot as the gasoline and another batch under the hood, just for good measure. I'm about to retreat to our detonation zone, and we're gonna make this car disappear.
But before plunging the plunger, the boys first get a taste of things to come, thanks to tour guide Frank Doyle.
How's it going, Frank?
Hey, okay, guys. Give you the tour here. Under the hood, we are doing the tune-up with a large bag of blasting agent there. You can see. And then moving on down here, we'll close that up. And moving on down to the interior of our vehicle here, we have a quantity midship here, and then another quantity on the back beam here. And with all of this, we would project that it's going to go away.
It's going to go away. All right, where do you want us to be for this one?
A long way away.
Okay.
Yeah, a long way away.
Well, we've got a hill about 1,000 feet distant. Is that far enough?
Hey, we're all set to go, and that should be perfect.
Terrific.
And all that really leaves is a chance to hear those MythBusters predictions.
Percentage of the car that will be remaining when we're all done with this, 5 to 10%. Strewn over about a 300-foot radius. The experience, priceless.
For this task, we've picked a relatively slow and powerful explosive, so we're more into pushing and heaving and tearing. So when we detonate this, it will cause the car to go in 360 degrees.
The words smash and smithereens spring to mind.
Well, Chris, I think it's about that time. Are you ready? How about you watch the thing through these things? Make sure, go ahead and check it out. Make sure you got a good beat on the car.
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole! 3, 2, 1. Hold, everybody, hold!
Hold! No more car!
No more car. Ain't that the truth?
Nice work. Thanks for the car, Chris.
Like the cement truck before it, now you see it, now you don't. Here 1 minute, gone the next. What's here anew is, oh, you get the picture. Now, remember viewers, MythBusters strongly advises that you don't try this with your parents' car. Or anyone's car, for that matter.
Wow. Armageddon out here. Look at this.
It's kind of like car confetti.
Each piece has the potential to be modern art. Come on out here, Chris. Look at that. That used to be your parents' car.
Oh, there's your problem.
Oh,
One way that you can tell that MythBusters has been in the area is to look for shrapnel in the trees. This right here is a piece of the car that we just blew up, and it kind of tells you about what we've been up to. That explosion was a real one. It had real force behind it, and there was crap flying everywhere.
Ain't that the truth? The movie magic was a blast, but it pales in comparison to what real explosives can do.
I think that while some may look at the car after our first blast and go, well, I would call that car destroyed, I think this makes my case that there is a real difference quite clearly.
Steering wheel still works, though.
Frank's left the car well and truly destroyed. And viewers, given that this is your show, this repeat is for you.
Well, Chris, Jimmy, I think our work here is done.
Yeah, well, you know, let us know when you got it all cleaned up, all right?